Hey guys, it's Abby and it is officially my first video on my YouTube channel. This video is my highly requested video and I'm so excited that you are watching this now and that I'm able to help you if you are a bride or you're someone helping a bride plan their wedding. So just a little backstory, I got engaged in January of this year, 2024, and I had my wedding this year in June. So I planned my wedding for about 5 months. So originally we were supposed to have our wedding in September of this year, but we wanted to get married sooner. So we had our wedding in June, and I honestly am so happy that we did it early, but I know every couple is different, but just for us and as Christians, we just did not want to wait 8 months, 2 years. I know it's very normal to wait that long, but to me, we just wanted to be married. So with that being said, we're going to go into different sections of this video, and I'm going to be talking about tips. I'm going to be talking about my vendors. I'm going to talk about some of my regrets, some things I wish I did, some things I wish I didn't do, etc. I'm going to talk about all of it, answer your guys' questions, and let's get into the video. Did you and Kendall decide the theme of your wedding together? So yes and no. So my theme of my wedding, which I'll also share the inspo here, so it was more of like touch of blacks, whites, and then neutrals, and I just loved it. I mainly was the one who decided it, but so I would say yes and no. The second question that I got was, how did you know the brand of the wedding dress that you wanted? Did you only go to one store? I actually did only go to one store. I tried on 8 wedding dresses. The bridal dress brand is called Justin Alexander. I've always loved just their collections, and they had actually came out with a new collection probably a few months before my wedding, and there's only one store in Vegas where I live. There's only one store that had that collection, so I went to that store and I had one specific dress that I wanted to try on, that I thought that I was going to get. But then once I was trying on more dresses at the store, it was still in the same Justin Alexander collection, but I ended up going with a different dress. They're very, very similar, but they're different. I love just like the classy look of the dresses. Lace was not my vibe. I didn't like lace on me. I didn't even try on any lace. I was like, no, we're not. I just don't want to do any lace. So I just wanted to do just like a classic, elegant, timeless look, and that's what I got, and I absolutely love my dress. I wish I could wear it again. It was a little expensive. A huge tip I would give you now they're on this topic. So my wedding dress was about $1,500, and then I had to pay $700 more for the alteration. This is only because since my wedding was so close, Justin Alexander couldn't get me my exact size, which is a 0. Couldn't get my exact size shipped and delivered on time before my wedding. The closest size they had that they were able to ship and deliver to me close to my wedding date was a size 4. So basically the reason why I had paid so much for the alterations is because I had to literally change the whole size of the wedding dress. I had to change the hemming, I had to change the length, the waist size, the bust, like all of that. So that's why it was expensive. I would recommend buying a dress that already has your size. One is either very similar to the one that you want, just so that you're avoiding paying all the extra charge for the alterations. I wish I would have just like maybe picked another dress that was very similar to it, so that I didn't have to pay extra for the alterations. So the next question was, how did you know Victoria, aka Hadassah Events, was your wedding planner? So originally I was not going to have a wedding planner. I was only going to have a day of coordinator. But you know, I was like, maybe I should get a wedding planner. They're just like expensive, not really within our budget, but also I do need to invest in someone who, one, would be within our budget, but also two, who was willing to help me and just freaking plan this wedding, because it's a whole event. Right when I was wedding planning and starting to do that, I had a friend who goes to the same church as me, just launched her wedding planning event business. Her name is Hadassah Events, which I will link down below. Victoria is amazing. So She has done events for years. She's done weddings, and she had just officially launched it. And so then I reached out and we were collaborated. She literally got to the nitty gritty of things when we were like meeting for the wedding timeline, stuff like that. And all of the things that she had asked me, I was like, I literally did not even think of that. I think that's why it's so important to have a wedding planner. She had been able to look at pricings for me from different companies for some things. She was the one who was communicating with everyone. She kind of just like took almost all the load off of me. And it was a plus that I knew her already. So I already knew I could put my full trust in her. But even if you don't know her, like, go to my wedding videos and just watch. She's amazing. And if you're looking for a wedding planner, hire Hadassah. You will not regret it. Okay, so in this section now, I'm going to talk about where to save and where to splurge. I think the two most important things to splurge on is food and music. A very good DJ. So my reception venue, they already had a DJ that they were working with. So I trusted them, and because music was very important to me, like the DJ. It was great. They were amazing. They're called Mad Vino Entertainment, and I will link them below again. Here is their Instagram handle. So the DJ, his background was actually in clubs. So the way that I wanted the music to go was like not necessarily like EDM electric music, but I wanted him to like remix the music, like don't let the whole song like go, like read the room. Like that was the biggest thing. It's just like read the room, see what everyone is like kind of dancing to. If no one's dancing, like change the song, do some remixes. So that was my biggest thing, and they killed it. They ate. I am not negating the fact that I did have a bunch of collaborations and partnerships, because I know that's not the case for everyone. However, I'm still a human being. I still had my mistakes and stuff. So that's why I want to help you. So something that I want to remind you if you are getting married is that not everything is going to go the way that you planned it or the way you want it to. You know, when I was starting to plan my wedding, I was making sure everything was like the way I wanted it to. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to go smooth. But I had to come to reality, like, no, not everything's going to go the way that it's planned, but it's still gonna be such an amazing day no matter what happens, because getting married is the most important thing. And trust me, even though you see all those videos, like not everything did go the way it was planned, but it was still like I still had such an amazing day. It was probably the best day ever. Getting to marry my best friend and getting to celebrate and dance with everyone, it was just it was an amazing day. Don't expect everything to go the way that you plan it, but trust your wedding coordinator. Trust that everything will go smoothly, and that even if something goes wrong, they're going to make a way to make things work. Talk about wedding trends that I do not like and that I did not do. So the first thing that I don't like and that I didn't do was my first look. So we did not do a first look. I think there's something about your husband seeing you for the first time, like walking down the aisle with your full attire. Personally, I wanted him to like see me as I'm walking down to him to get married. I think it's so special in that moment. He got emotional. Like that was also his choice to not see me. And I think not doing a first look is amazing. And I think it's a great choice if you're going to do that. And the next thing that I personally did not like and did not do at my wedding was a garter toss. I didn't have him go under my dress to grab my garter. To me, it was weird. To me, it's awkward. So what we did instead is that I actually bought a football and I had a garter around the football. I thought this was a great touch because one, Kendall used to play football. And I thought it was a great alternative to him like pulling the garter under from me. I just put the garter around the football and he just tossed it to the guys, and I'm gonna just show the video because it was so hilarious what happened with this garter toss. Another tip I would give you guys is try to find a venue that has both your ceremony and reception at. So what we did is that we had a ceremony and our reception at 2 separate places, and they were like 40 30 a good 30 40 minutes away from each other. I definitely regret doing that to my guests, but also it just fit within our budget to do that, so we had to do it that way. But what we did is that we had rented a Tesla for the weekend. Yeah, I loved it because I was like, let's get a limo. But then he was like, oh, why don't we get a Tesla? And then we could just drive to the reception together and like walk in together. So we did that, and I loved it because it was like okay, we're kind of like away from everyone, gives us some time to just like process what happened. But it was also like a special moment for us to like talk about the ceremony and stuff like that. So I would recommend doing that. So I would recommend doing that, but try to find a venue that has both the ceremony and reception, just so that you're not having your guests like drive to 2 separate places. So I want to talk about some of my vendors that I had for my wedding. So I had collaborated and partnered with a bunch of vendors, and they all did an incredible job. So quickly, I'm just going to go through them, and please, like, if you're going to have a wedding or you know someone who's having a wedding soon, like, please use my vendors. So, like I said, my wedding planner was Victoria, aka Hadassah Events. My photographer was Reagan Patron. Her business name is Reagan Chloe Co. Amazing photographer, loved her vibe. Loved the way she edited them, and they look so fun and just so elegant and timeless. My videographer was Lex Guerrero, so his business name is Let's Get Raw. Absolutely loved his like cinematic types of videos. Yeah, he did an incredible job. He had all this equipment, and he gave us like a short like teaser video literally the day after. My content creator was Jessica, aka Not Just Content. She's also a wedding planner. But she's a wedding content creator as well. She did an amazing job. She got literally everything that I would have wanted to be captured. The reason why I had a wedding content creator, a videographer, and a photographer is because a wedding content creator, they shoot like kind of like more so behind the scene videos. But I also wanted just like a bunch of iPhone raw footage that I wanted to keep for myself to also post on my socials. But I wanted a videographer to do like the more cinematic types of videos, but also record the full ceremony, full speeches, and just to make like a highlight, more of a professional highlight video. And then a photographer, obviously, for photos. Of course, who wouldn't want a photographer for their wedding? I wanted all of them. But yeah, just for like memories, I think it's just something that you got to invest in, but it's so worth it. My bridal hair and makeup was done by Makall, literally by Makall. She does an amazing job. Like my face literally did not feel like I had makeup on the whole time. It felt so light. It was natural looking. It would just enhance the way I looked. I didn't want it to necessarily change my face, but enhance it. And she did just that. Like, she did an amazing job. So for my reception, I had a gelato cart. The gelato cart was provided by Bash Events. So they have a gelato cart that is so customizable. They were able to do like ice cream. They also do popsicles. They also can do like any desserts, really. So they're very versatile. It was so cute. They put a logo on the cart, and I recommend them. My photo booth was Golden Photo Booth LV. I loved the modern, like, simple look of their photo booth. They had just like plain wallpaper. They were really incredible to work with. And then I had a mobile coffee cart, and I've always wanted a coffee cart for my wedding. There is this business called All That and a Latte. 3 different carts to choose from, by the way. Like, they had different carts. And so I picked a white one. They put my logos on there. They put my logo on the cups. And the surprise that they did was they printed out a photo of me and Kendall from the ceremony, like on the foam. And you can see it on here. Like, they put a photo of us on the foam, and people were going crazy for it. They were literally so amazed by, like, I've honestly never seen that before, and they were the first cart to ever do that. They had lemonades, teas for alternatives if you didn't want coffee. I still had drinks for my guests, but for those who didn't drink, I had a lot of them. I wanted to give an option of having coffee or tea or lemonade for them, so that's why I did, and I do not regret having a coffee cart for my wedding. And that is it for my wedding planning video. I hope this helped you if you are a bride planning your wedding, and I cannot wait to see you on my next video.